Testing, testing.
Well, we have this part. Hello. Maybe a little bit louder. I think we need. Hello? Hello? Well, we're not live yet, but I'm going to make a few announcements while we're trying to figure out what we're doing here. The first one is that please sign in. And when you sign in, please grab a marble out of the jar. And then when you grab a marble out of the jar, take a look on the back table. And you guys might want to move forward even. On these last three tables, there are designs that are going to be used in the breezeway. And we had some sixth graders from Mount Vernon come up with these designs, and we are voting for your favorite one. So you just need one marble, and just put a marble in the jar of the design that you like the most. So, yes.
And remember, these designs are going to be painted by the likes of us. We're not artists that necessarily going to paint them. So.
Yes. Where these are going, if you are familiar with the breezeway that is by the Funky Frenchie over there that comes from Broadway to the back Leicester Street parking lot, on this side on Broadway, there's actually the three planters, and they get graffitied a lot. So, we do have our graffiti team that comes and paints over them from time to time, but they get graffitied a lot, so we want to change that over. Plus add some art. So they'll be there. That long strip is actually kind of like curb size that is behind those planters. And then the bollards are on the Leicester Street side. So on the Leicester Street side, you would see the bollards. So we may not have a live feed. I'm going to grab it. Take a marble and then take a look on the table here. And pick your favorite design. And put the marble in on your favorite design. I think we're going to be just kind of winging it for live. Okay, that's fine. Yes. We'll do the voting for. Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Because we would want to do it and get a little more engagement and some stuff from other input from other people. So we don't have a live feed yet. Okay, this is it. We're live, but we're going to hand the camera off. So now instead of Vanna White with the microphone, you're going to be Vanna White with the camera because we need a live stream, okay? And I need Anne to be working things. Thank you. See, the city isn't the only people who have technical difficulties with audio and visual. This is our first time, and that's because we are missing Jack, and now we know what a magic man Jack is, so we all need to make sure that that somebody else learns other than Jack. Okay, I'm going to have Serafina come up and do her normal introduction for IPS, and then we'll keep going from there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Serafina Eberhardt with the Institute for Public Strategies. I'm our regional director, and then I also program manage our East Region Prevention Contract. We have two IPS staff back here. We have Ivy and Morgan. Ivy is my assistant manager on East, and Morgan does our youth and community organizing work for East County as well. And then we have some co-chairs in the room. We have Chelsea. We have Manola in the back and Stanley over here. And then just to review how I come into play with your group, IPS, we're contracted by the county to do substance misuse prevention work, and the way we approach our work at IPS is upstream. So looking at the environmental conditions and the community conditions of a neighborhood or area in East Region specifically, and we organize you guys as community members and provide the technical assistance to help facilitate your coalition to revitalize Broadway. So that is my little spiel that I do. There's Jack. Yay. Yay. All right, and then I'm going to hand it back over to Chelsea, who has an icebreaker activity for everyone.
In a minute, you keep holding until Jack says otherwise. And let me grab Ann real quick. Ann, can I have you bring up our civic engagement? I need you to bring up.
We're online.
Okay. We're on live. Yay! Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Civic engagement. Pizza. Okay. How do we have people broken down? All right, so I'm going to have you just join over here for this time being. So what I want everybody to do at each table is take 2 minutes. Stanley, you can jump in on a table over here. We have Manol. Well, they'll do whatever. It's hot. We're all trying to do this. Yay. So each table, what I want you guys to do is come up with a pizza that you're going to order that has 3 toppings. And I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to make this decision. So every table engage with each other and come up with a pizza with 3 toppings on it. Manola, come over here. 3 toppings on a pizza. 3 toppings? Yeah, pick 3 that you all have to agree on. You can make that decision. Welcome, Leslie. Sign in and grab a marble. That's your decision. That's your decision. It's a starter, right? So that one's coming. You guys have 30 seconds. You guys know what you want? All right, good. Okay. And we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so everybody should know what their pizza is, right? Okay, great. Now, what I'm going to do is these 2 tables make a decision on what your 3 toppings are. Those 2 tables make a decision on what your 3 toppings are. And these 2 tables make a decision together on what your 3 toppings are. And we'll give you another couple minutes. Can you advance that one? That is your decision to make it your group. Your decision to make. Your decision to make. Grab some cookies. Now, to throw an extra wrench in, you guys pick a representative who's going to tell us who the pizza is, what the pizza is. Okay? Yeah, I know. You guys pick a representative who's going to tell us what your pizza is. Go ahead, take your 30 seconds. You guys figure out who you. Okay. What? Oh, where's my other one? Is this one on? All right, you guys have 20 seconds over here. Okay. Is the other one working? Which one? That one? Okay. Wait, this one? That one. Okay. When I heard on the keyboard. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I'm tangled though. Okay, now you get to be Vanna White. Come on over. We're gonna. Here we're gonna.
You're doing the half thing that you said.
They are?
Woo. Okay. So this representative from this table, tell me what your pizza is.
Okay, our pizza is half of it is cheese, tomatoes, and spinach, and the other half is and basil. The other half is Italian sausage, spinach, and tomatoes.
Okay, so I see the compromise you guys made, and hopefully you didn't go over budget of what we
No.
had to order pizza, so we'll see. Okay, who's our rep at this back table?
Okay, so we ended up with pineapple, ham, and extra cheese.
Oh, nice. Okay, hand it up to Helen. Helen, you're on that one. And then,
We decided on a margarita pizza with tomatoes, basil, and a mozzarella cheese, a little white.
look at how easy that one was. Okay,
know.
we're going to scroll
They
down
were
again.
wonderful.
And I get it, because I'm lactose intolerant. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit to our next one. Okay, whoops. This one? Nope. Scroll down. There we go, this one. Okay, so what we just engaged in was civic engagement. You had a representative that you guys elected in, and they were speaking for you on your behalf of your chosen pizza. But we do that with public advocacy, laws, regulations, rules, all kinds of things. So civic engagement is advocating for the effective use of limited public resources. Over here, that was very messy. Over here was pretty easy. So, you know.
Included all the voices.
Right. Very good. Which was advocating for the inclusive representation. But it still was advocating for inclusive representation so that the needs of all residents in a city are considered and the best option is selected. So they still did that, right? Civic engagement is listening, it's having a voice, it's participating in decision making, it's providing feedback. So we, just being here, attending city council meetings, things like that, that's all engagement. It's working to help fix local issues. You guys were trying to get your pizza right here locally for your group. And it strengthens democracy, builds stronger communities, and it improves public policy outcomes. But it does not mean that we as individuals always get our way. Right? That's what it is. So that was civic engagement. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully, you kind of get a bigger idea as we have elections coming up. Where did Ann go? Again, Ann, you are running this computer. Okay. Do we have the affiliates? I think I had. There should be one for the KCB affiliates. Did I send you that one? No, if it's not, it might have been one I missed. Not yet, but we will we'll wing it because it's on the Revitalize Broadway page. So we are excited to be as Revitalize Broadway, and I will be speaking for the Keep California Beautiful annual affiliates meeting. And this is exciting because in a few short years with conservation stuff, we went from, oh, I've never heard of Lemon Grove, to people in the conservation realm going, have you heard of Lemon Grove? Let me tell you what they're doing down in Lemon Grove. So that's a big deal for us because, yeah, we do have one on there. So it's a really big deal because we went from people not knowing who we were to people knowing who we are. And we are 4 square miles, a little under 4 square miles. So to be asked to speak about us being the first pollinator pathway in California is a really big deal. That means we are worth looking at. And that right there should say something about us because a lot of times Lemon Grove was overlooked and now we are being specifically looked at. So that is, I like we have everything up here. That is taking place. We get to watch all of this live. That is taking place on September 2nd at the San Diego Sheraton over by the airport. It is from 2 to 4 p.m. There's a Zoom. You can attend by Zoom or you can attend in person. It is a free event, so you can do it either way. It's a free event. We do have it on the Revitalize Broadway page as well. But if anybody wants to show up as representation to show that Lemon Grove is awesome, please feel free to join us either on the Zoom link or live. And it's only about a 15, 20-minute presentation, but it's still for the entire state. And it's something that we were the first in. So that's why it's a big deal. Thank you. So, yay. Next, we're going to go to, we don't have a slide for this because we're just going to talk about it. We have, oh, you know what, though? We can go to the grant purchases. Yes.
Can you talk about, in the beginning, how you were talking about getting these,
Yes.
and then what it meant to
Yes,
Revitalize Broadway?
I can. So a lot of things for anybody who's been along this journey since day one, and the early ones, or if you skipped that and you missed out on those, you can remember me saying, "Oh, all of a sudden the air kicked in better." You can remember. Okay, remember it for next year. Low-hanging fruit. That's what we had to do. We had to go after low-hanging fruit. It was a really big deal. We're going to grab the things that other people were not looking at, that other people were completely just putting aside because we automatically think we have to jump up to 20, and we forget if you start just step 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to get to 20. And in a lot of ways, people are stuck on the landing, and we've surpassed what other groups are doing. And so that's a big deal as well. And Serafina can attest to that because she's told us more than once, like, you guys are doing amazing. And a lot of that was that we all sat through that, waiting through that low-hanging fruit. So thank you very much. That is a really big deal. And remember that for us, we consider this Revitalize Broadway Coalition anybody who wants to be a participant, anybody who wants to show up, anybody who wants to lend a voice, anybody is welcome to. And that is even how Helen is the one who mentioned the AARP grants, and that's how we went after that. So, you know, that was a big deal. I recently wrote a grant because Crystal brought up a Fix-It clinic. So recently wrote up a grant trying to get that for a Fix-It clinic. And, you know, bringing in all these different things makes a big difference. So, you know, and then I shuffle grants around to see which group, because I'm involved with more than one group, which group can go after something or has the people or has what it takes to do it. This, out of some of our grant funding, is a tablecloth that will be coming. It is already ordered and in process, so that when we have our events, like the next one I guess we will be involved in will be the Tregonza bonfire. This gets to go on our lovely table, and we get to look like an official organization. So it makes a really big difference, and this is thanks to our grant funding to be able to label us. And then scroll down to the next one. And this is the safety vest that we all talked about. So we have, yeah. So we have our safety vests coming as well. So they look good. We've got our Clean California community logo on it and the Keep California Beautiful down below, but the Revitalize Broadway is our largest logo on there. So I'm excited for that. And then this will also be accessible when somebody wants to do a project for cleanup things, if it needs to be lent over, but it'll also be used for us when we do our next walkability study, which brings us to our walkability study. What I feel like it's been hot as all get out. I have no idea when this heat is gonna subside, but it does take a lot of us doing this walkability studies because we have to go a different direction now. So our next one is going to take us down the street that way towards Giardino's. Would we like to do another like Wednesday evening one where we walk and do it, or do we want to try to do an early morning Saturday one? Evening. Okay, good. I'm so glad that you guys all said that. Okay, yay, because that was my vote and.
Want to get like more in the middle of the day traffic?
We will get more middle of the day traffic when we go a little bit that way. And that one's going to be an important one because I actually have one of our last walks will be in November. And I picked November specifically because of it being dark early. And I want us to be able to see if you were older or you stroller or kids or anything, what it is like if you're out here walking. So I am trying to pick the different times of day, but this one, I think we're okay again on an evening walk, and I just don't want people overheating. But when we go this way, I agree, we need to be more middle of the day, for sure. And if the heat's like this, I will buy popsicles ahead of time, and Ann will freeze them for us so that we can all enjoy. So then we will go ahead and get that. I will get that scheduled out and let everybody know when our next one is. One of the other important things that this is on outreach, Manola, and you're the one who brought up outreach for help going to businesses. So I will have you speak really quick.
So one of the things that we talked about, in the beginning, and then in the middle, and then at the end, is that we need to get more businesses involved and more businesses interested in what we're doing and knowing about what we're doing. We keep putting stuff out, and every single time we put stuff out, a business will say, I didn't know anything about that. We need to change that. And to do that, I need some people who are willing to walk down Broadway with me. I almost said walk the streets, which isn't quite what I wanted. With me or without me in pairs so that we can talk to businesses individually and have a sit-down conversation with them about what Revitalize Broadway is doing, how they can be involved, and what benefits there are to them. We started this, let's make it take the next step and actually do it. But I need people in here doing that. I can't do it by myself, and I can't pull Chelsea and I and be the only ones doing it. We just can't. I know, Maria, you have done it with me before, and it's not fair that just you and I do it either. So I need some more people.
I will do it.
Okay? We have to know when it is. So it might be, you can be on the list, but you'll need to, I'll have to tell everybody when the list. We haven't scheduled it until we have enough people to actually schedule. But if we can, so if you can put a star by your name before you leave,
Okay.
that would be really helpful. Can you put your star by your name? Because I'm not going to remember after, I sleep.
Wait.
No. This is, you're going to go with somebody else. It may be me, it may be Chelsea, it may be Maria, it may be whoever.
Are you trying to target businesses that are already not a part of Revitalize Broadway? Okay.
Yeah, because you already have the people who already are. Yeah.
So if you can, please put that star. You guys have no idea how much time I take doing all of this research and connecting with people and doing all these kind of things. So my time is slowly shrinking, unfortunately. Yes?
Oh, sorry.
Wait, did Serafina wanted one?
Just in my experience, I think it helps to have a diverse group of people going out instead of the same, because then the businesses actually see that there is that community involvement and it's not just two people doing this.
Yeah, and like I want to be PC, but I want to be like full disclosure.
Wait.
Okay.
And to be perfectly honest, I don't want to go out there and businesses think that this is another political campaign. I need other people to go so that it's not looked at as a way of me getting more votes. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so we do want to be cognizant of that. And then if anybody else here does not know, I was recently appointed to the school board, so that limits my time a little bit more as well. So we don't want any look of impropriety or anything like that. So we're not trying to be out there doing favors. We're out there trying to make sure businesses are participating. With that, go ahead, Helen, Mike. Here comes my Vanna.
Just a question, sorry, I might have missed it because I was just getting water. So the purpose is to approach the businesses, let them know what we're doing, and are we asking anything of them? What do we want to say?
We will have the next flyer for Bites on Broadway, which is our November one, which we're going to go ahead and do the Dia de los Muertos again. I think that went off really well, and we're showing a little bit more interest. So for restaurants, when you guys go out, we'll have a flyer prepared for you that you would be able to give to restaurants, to other businesses. We'll have like a little bit of a script for you to know, just to let them know that, hey, there's a group that's here and you can be involved with us and help make a difference. To Joanna.
So the Bites on Broadway will be October 31st or
No, November 1st.
November 1st. Thank
Yes.
you.
Sorry, Hispanic is not in October.
I was raised by white people. So
Okay.
I'm learning.
The overnight, 1st to the 2nd. So we'll do the Dia de los Muertos again. So we want to make sure our businesses know ahead of time. Believe it or not, I've given flyers out to the restaurants, and the employees never get them over to the managers or the owners. So that has happened more than once. So being out again and again makes a difference. Okay, so that was our outreach and support, our November Bites on Broadway. So everybody, November Bites on Broadway, November 1st, Dia de los Muertos. Grant funding update. So we're going to go to the lemon motif. Yes.
Just a thought, those stickers, I support Revitalize.
Yes.
Can we bring them
Yes, you
and give them
can.
to the business
Yeah,
people?
we have another whole stack. So we'll have like flyer, a little letter, and that. So we'll put them all together. So lemon motif, for anybody who was here, and we had Caltrans out, they came in and they asked us for our opinions on some sandblasting that will be happening along the 94 corridor. If anybody is not aware, they're doing a lot of upgrades to the 94 corridor, and some of that is in conjunction with the 125 interchange that will be corrected from coming off on Spring Street. It'll have its own dedicated ramp to the 125, and then coming down the 94 freeway, they are going to be doing some upgrades to the structure, infrastructure there. Some of that is because if you've driven on it when it rains, you know the 94 floods, and it's pretty easy to hydroplane. So a few months back, we did have Caltrans out here, and they were asking for some opinions. Scroll down just a little bit here, Ann. So this final design choice, as you see, Lemon Design will be sandblasted in 4 locations: Grove Street to Lemon Grove Avenue, Lemon Grove Avenue, Massachusetts Avenue to College Avenue, and College Grove Way to Gateway to Choice Lake Park. So the reason that they chose the design that they chose, which was at the top, but we have another one at the bottom that's bigger. Community members in Lemon Grove consistently supported a lemon motif and requested a larger and more recognizable design. We incorporated this feedback by selecting a bold and visually clear lemon symbol that reads well at roadway scale. So go ahead and scroll up, and this is the larger design. So they have the leaves with the lemons. So this is the one that they came up with for us, and they did send it back to us. It's not what all of us wanted necessarily. Remember, we don't always get what we want, but we were all involved in civic engagement. And
it is what everybody said. Everybody said we want a lemon that doesn't look like a slice,
Yep.
but an actual lemon and lemon leaves.
Yep, and the reason we didn't want the slice is because it could have been an orange or it could have been a lemon. So they did change that to make it easy, and these designs are sandblasted in, so they also had to be easy for them. So this is our update, and this is what we know. That way we have that information with us also. The next one will be the first page. Yeah, it'll say. Nope, it'll say first page, sorry. Yeah, it should say first page. I email everything over and go, this is everything I want for this. Yeah.
First page.
Yep, first page. Yeah. So what this is a follow-up from Sandag. We had Sandag and Caltrans out a few months ago. And also this is really huge that not only did we have them here at our meeting, they circled back and followed up with us. So that's a really big deal. The Sandag one was also another way that we were able to get some funding. They provided funding to us for allowing them to hold a meeting in within our meeting. So they did pay us for that, and that's another way that we were able to come up with small funds, because remember, we operate with zero. So anything more than zero is a woohoo. Go ahead. So the discussion, go back up real quick. The discussion was on the 94 comprehensive multimodal corridor plan, along with the reconnecting communities. So it was a little bit of a combination of both. So go ahead and scroll down. We had people in two different things. So one of the things I want to point out here, and this is going to be a really good discussion, I want to make sure we are an informed group. We should be informed citizens. We should know what's going on. And that's going to make a difference when you go someplace to talk about something and sound like you know what you're doing, as well as being an informed voter and decision maker. So one of the things I wanted to point out on this was the regional rail transit ridership. Orange line is what is here in Lemon Grove. The colors just represent the year. So, of course, our lowest ridership, 2021, we had COVID going on. And we had like a little bit of an increase, 22, 23, 24, 25 is pretty even, with maybe about less than 1,000 person difference on those, just so you're aware. So why is this important? This is important because you should know about it when you're making decisions on, let's talk about how much this change should be done with the revitalized, I'm going to say Revitalize Broadway, but it's the reintroduced downtown specific plan. And the downtown specific plan specifically is regarding additional housing within a quarter mile of our transit. And a lot of that is without parking. So that can bring in a lot of people. So that decision and discussion can be like, do you want to, oh, go ahead.
Wait, microphone. Seth, you know better. Seth?
Just for clarity, there are two different things happening downtown. There's the downtown specific plan, which is lower density than what SB 79 is requesting.
Right.
So the purely residential buildings with no parking, that's an SB 79 state law that we are being told we have to do, and not something that we're doing in the specific plan. The specific plan is a little less dense than what's being requested. So two things are happening at the same time.
Thank you, which is always good for the most clarity. So that, again, keep that in mind. So there's two different things happening. SB 79, larger density, downtown specific plan, spread out housing, a little bit further than what we currently have right now. So one of the things that we specifically asked the Caltrans people when they were here is, you know, we know that this trolley is not used as much as a lot of others because it doesn't necessarily go to any businesses where people work. So that is a big deal when you're taking away parking. However, you should know that when it comes to affordable housing and parking spaces, those two are very much opposites. So the average parking space when you are doing something like apartments is around $30,000 a space. So you have to consider that. Yes, we know it's a little bit crazy. You're like, how is that even possible? With the higher end being up to 80,000 is my understanding. Right. So the starting point is 30,000, and that would be like on ground level, bare bones. And if they had to be raised, the cost of steel, cost of concrete, and making sure it's safe can go up to $80,000 a parking space. This is not Lemon Grove specific. This is the way it is. So I want to make sure that people are informed. So when we're talking about density or how things are going to be, the push is for people to be able to ride public transportation, which we do not have as much use of here. Go ahead and scroll down. The next one. Yeah. So with that being said, we're still in the top 10 most used trolley lines, or I should say transit routes. So we're still in the top 10 of the transit routes, and we're ranking number 3. So it's not a zero-sum game. It is still a lot of ridership compared to some of the other ones that are open. So what I want you to be able to do is at least be informed. If there's, Joanna?
Is this the Orange Line as a whole or specific traffic at this
Orange
station?
Line as a whole, which runs, what is that, El Cajon to the downtown courthouse.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So that way we have an idea. So it's one of the shorter lines too.
And one more piece of feedback: the timeline we have there shows a steady increase. Right before that timeline starts, COVID happened, and our ridership dropped drastically on MTS, and we are just now getting back to where we were before COVID.
Right.
So we've been on a steady increase, but we're probably 5-6 years behind.
Yeah, they are showing that overall public transportation ridership has slowly been increasing. But you can see, so we're still one of the major used lines. And again, this is so that you have information to be informed. Next slide. Along with that, the Transportation Asset Management Plan produced by Caltrans allows California to maximize results by managing the life cycle of transportation assets strategically to minimize cost and manage risk. The map below shows the pavement condition of a sample of the regions. Okay, so this is pavement and a sample of the regions. And you can see up here with conditions highlighted: green for good, yellow for fair, and red for poor. But hold on. Over here, we know that's poor because why? We lose a lot of sidewalk. Towards the end here, we do lose sidewalk. Right now, we're more over here. So right there specifically. So we're in fair. So that way you guys have an idea of that. And then let's go next. And then this one is the commuters, as commuters change their travel behaviors due in part to flexible work location arrangements, they may choose local roads and alternative routes to avoid highway traffic. So these are our most traveled sections in Lemon Grove. And then you can see here that we've got the key. So we don't have too many green sections. We have a good amount of the yellow, which is the 1,000 to just under 5,000. and a few blue, which is the 5,000 to the just under 10,000, basically. But you can see, like, our area of concentration, we really don't get a whole lot of traffic. And why does this matter? This matters because when people are saying 2 lanes, 4 lanes, take it down to 1 lane each way, talking about doing that walkability, adding a bike lane, we really don't see a whole lot of traffic out here in front of this area. So those are things to consider. Like if you're going, hey, if you take it down from 4 lanes to 2 lanes, then what is everybody going to do? Well, we're not seeing as much traffic as somebody might think. So that way you guys are just informed this way. Next slide. This is just closer up so you can read it a little bit better. So you can see exactly where we are. So we have, this is traveled a little bit more, but look at right here in downtown is really not traveled that heavily. So bringing it down to 2 lanes is actually a doable thing. And next. Sandag's information, in case there's anybody who likes to give their feedback to them directly. Please feel free to snap a picture. You can follow them along with Sandag's, the social media pages in case there's something else that you want to learn about. And then, of course, we're the Caltrans District 11. So that is done with this one. But again, this is so that you're an informed person. Now we're going to go to 94 Corridor.
This one?
Does it say?
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah. Okay. The 94, woo, are we coming? Okay. So the 94 corridor, as with the update for that, this is the focus area. And so what they're working on is from downtown San Diego to the Hamul Indian Village. And of course, we fall right in the middle of that. So that is why we were involved with the focus group. I am proud to say that we were there representing Lemon Grove. We were the only group representing Lemon Grove, and we're a CBO, or what they call a community-based organization. So that was really good. We had a seat at the table, and a lot of times Lemon Grove has been left out of these discussions, but we were given a seat at the table, and we were able to be in on that. Go ahead to the next one. So this is their timeline of things. So we had them out in the spring to talk to us and get ideas, tell us what they were doing. They put a survey out, they're collecting that information, and now what they're currently working on is to develop the draft and then to finalize the transportation solutions for this. So as they go along, they're working with the public engagement and stakeholders. We're all stakeholders, but so are other Caltrans and Sandag, everybody, cities, we're all stakeholders, and then we're public engagement also. They will keep us up to date with decisions that they're making, and they'll probably be back here again to run some other things past us. Go to the next one. One of the reasons I wanted you guys to look at this one, because this is very interesting. What do you see missing from this list here? Because the city of Lemon Grove is missing from some of this, and that means that we need to do a little bit more stepping up here. Climate Action Plan, City of La Mesa was able to do that. Their local road safety plan. People were able to give this input that Lemon Grove has not yet. So we also know where we need to put our work and our civic engagement and what we want our elected representatives to make sure that we are involved with. So this is an important one for that because, again, we should have our names up there. Go ahead. Oh, and this one was important. Sorry, go back. You're going to hate me. The wildfire evacuation tour, this is huge. I think that's a really big deal. And I know that our fire department had recently worked on something as well, and we would like to see that come out to the greater public also and be included on these types of things. Go ahead to the next one. So they know that the key challenges that they're facing in this area, congestion, the bottlenecks and recurring delays, the safety designs, transit gaps. Transit gaps is huge. We have good transit, public transportation to certain places. Not everywhere, and that's a big problem. You can easily get to a courthouse. That shouldn't be by design, okay? That's there's a problem with that. We also can easily get to SDSU, which is kind of a cool thing because I think that it would be great to push more student involvement into our community. Resiliency risks, the wildfire, flooding, and evacuation challenges, so they're aware of this also. One of the reasons that they're making the improvements on the 94. And our city will be working on more improvements for our storm drain because we are expecting a lot of rain with an El Nino. So let's hope things can move along quickly. The key needs and opportunities, multimodal upgrades, improve transit and active transportation connections. So they know this is a problem, and we're hoping for a solution. Unfortunately, if you're aware of any way that Sandag works, we're talking 10 to 20 years. That's just the truth of the matter. Nothing we can do about it. The operations and capacities, that interchange fixes, which we are seeing for the 125 upgrade. And then the other thing that we have talked about a lot with them is the Massachusetts on and off ramp area. It's so short, it's so dangerous, and it gets congested for that whole area. So they are aware of it. We have spoken to them about it. They know. The resilient infrastructure, basically, again, we're back to evacuations, climate adaptation, and just aligning the transportation, land use, and equity goals. Next one. So they want to be in alignment with other things that are going on with the state. So you can see that these are a lot of the same goals from these different groups. So we are all working together, and that is an important thing. And one of the things that I really like seeing on here is the protection of the natural and working lands, healthy communities, environment for everybody, the equity, accessibility, economy. They know they're talking about it, so if you feel like nobody's listening, they are. It just takes a while for everything to get done. Go ahead and next one. The 94, the plans for this is a lot. But I'm going to do the bullet points on the side. So they want to make sure that there is convenient and reliable movement of people and goods in the 94 corridor. They want equitable access to essential needs and opportunities. They want healthy communities and environment for everyone, which is great. Thank you. And we want the safe transportation network for all users. Next. So how do they do these performance measures and evaluate everything for effectiveness? And the mode share, access to jobs, services, and amenities, access to transit and active transportation infrastructures. Believe it or not, they do come out and they study these things. So if you ever feel like nobody does anything, they do. So please know why you are working or sitting in your AC that sometimes these people are out sweating and taking this information. They are also tracking air quality, greenhouse gas emissions, and vehicle miles traveled. Sometimes you'll see the vehicles miles traveled as VMT, system utilization, and goods movement. And goods movement is a big deal for the economy, so that's why you'll see that. It doesn't necessarily affect you as a person driving the roads, but if you're going to the store to buy something, it does affect you. And that includes, how heavy of a vehicle can be on certain roads. Next. Their transportation solutions strategy category, so they're looking at transit, highways, goods movements, flexible fleets, intelligent transportation systems, active transportation. So yes, you do see a lot of the bike lanes coming in, and believe it or not, we see more and more people using these bike lanes. So a lot of times you might not specifically see it yourself. I've made it a goal to be out at 6 a.m. I've made it a goal to be out at 10 a.m. These are actually used quite often. Traffic and rail separation, which in some areas, especially downtown, that's a little scary. And then sustainability and resiliency. So that's good for us as we're trying to make sure that we push more of that. So that's our end of our slides here. But those are the updates so that you guys know that things are happening, things take place. May I have this back again? we have not been left out of any conversations. They have done follow-up, and they have provided this information to us. It's dry and it's boring, but it's something we should all know. That way, we have that. Yes. And we were started a few minutes late. There has been some changes amongst the business group. We had a business group that had gotten together to form a business coalition, and then we had a chamber that was being started as well. So there's right now a little bit of a disconnect between the two entities, and we're not too sure where that is going yet. So is any other update you can think of other than that? Okay. However, we have remained consistent, and we are chugging along, and any businesses are welcome to participate with us as well. As we're talking about businesses, we're going to go to the one on the Instagram. So the Lemon Grove School District is in search of, they've found 2 others, but we are still in search of one business owner to be part. Do you have the way I typed it and wrote it by any chance? In the email, yeah, so I don't want to get anything wrong as I'm sweating to death over here. I know, I kept standing over here. So the Lemon Grove School District is looking for a business owner representative for the Independent Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, or the ICOC. The business owner must reside in Lemon Grove, but the business can be anywhere in San Diego County. So if you know a business owner, or you are a business owner and you are interested in sitting on the Citizens Oversight Committee, you can email Mariana Vinson. And that's her information up here. It's pretty easy to find online also. Why does this make a difference? So currently, we are all paying extra taxes towards bonds for the Lemon Grove school districts. They've been using it really great. They've been doing a lot of repairs. The schools have looked amazing and this is like separate outside of being on the school board, okay? Because this is, school board's recent. But I've been watching them even from my house, because I live by San Altos, and I was like, look at these upgrades. So they're really doing a good job. But it's always good to have an independent oversight committee. That's always the way that it should be, so that we can make sure everything is always being on the up and up. So if you know somebody, this is very important. We are just down to the business representative that is still needed. So please keep that in mind. And this is on Instagram, so if anybody wanted to go peeking, this is on there. Even though it was a year ago, I just noticed 52 weeks. But we still don't have that business person. So we really do need that business representative. Next meeting.
Psst, psst. Oh. I'm not volunteering, but what is the approximate time commitment for this person? Is this a monthly meeting, quarterly?
I don't think they have figured it all out right now. I can tell you, I do the Measure T committee, and we meet like 4 or 5 times a year. Okay. Usually, the most meetings come before budget time, and then after that, you kind of get to roll for a while. So it's not that difficult, not too much time commitment. Just a lot of reading in the month before. So our next meeting is on September 16th, right here in this lovely facility, 6:30 p.m. as always. I will work with Ann to coordinate the next date for our walkability. And with the walkability, of course, we will provide refreshments again as well. And then October is October 21st. We did pretty good filling that in on time. When is September 16th, 19th, 16th, or 19th?
If it's the 16th, shouldn't we be doing something related?
Well, even if it was the 19th, I suppose we should do something related, because it's close enough for Mexican Independence Day. So we will figure out a Viva la Fiesta while we're here. That should work out pretty good. And I want to say give a few things that are going on. I do know that the Lemon Grove Historical Society is where they wake back up again, I guess we can say. They come out of their dark months. And their first one is September 3rd. Oh, we have it.
Wait. You're telling me?
We have it. Vanna was all hoping she get to do
Why are
it.
you laughing at
Yes,
me?
I was right. September 3rd. Woohoo! So it is always the first Thursday of the month. That's a really good time to grab something to eat from the farmers market and then roll on over to the Historical Society. And the first one is The Lion of Lemon Grove, Fact or Fiction. So that one actually has me really intrigued. I've been wondering about that one after I saw that. So was there a lion that lived in Lemon Grove at one point? And there's somebody who went chasing that myth, and you guys can find out more about it if you attend. So those dates will be September 3rd, there's one October 1st, there's one November 5th, and there's one December 4th. Wait, give her a mic. Vanna. Oh, December 4th is the bonfire. Thank you. Thank you. You're up here. You can't. If I just pass out and fall over, you guys all know why, because it's hot.
Wait.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I know, but whew,
Just stand right there. Don't move.
stay over here. With that, is there any key important thing that somebody feel? Oh, who went to the Lemon Grove Arts Collective? That was amazing. That was a fabulous, fabulous evening.
Does anyone
Hold
have
on.
anything to say?
Helen shared an article with me. You guys were, the art group was highlighted on East County Magazine. So let me send it to Ann. Yeah.
I didn't see nothing.
Sorry.
They mentioned Revitalize.
Yeah, they wrote a great article. I happened to luck out and meet a writer, and he would have covered the event, but he couldn't be here, so I sent him kind of my take and a summary, and he used some of that and he augmented it, not only about the reveal, but he mentioned the mixer and he mentioned Revitalize Broadway, and I guess Seraphine, you can share it with everyone so you can read it, and I think it's a good representative of what the energy in Lemon Grove and all the positive things that have been happening. That's it.
Yeah, wait, yeah, come here.
So,
Why is that important for Revitalize Broadway?
That art, oh, Manola. You know, Manola loves to do this, but you know what? She's a co-chair, so she's going to tell us. Here's the microphone right behind you.
I love being an instigator. That's the back end part. So why this is really important is because it brings people to Lemon Grove. It brings people to Broadway. It brings people during the evening while they're walking up and down. They're recognizing that Lemon Grove is someplace to come to, someplace where you'll see something valuable. There were a number of people who were at the event who said, this doesn't seem like Lemon Grove. And the answer to that is, yes, it does. This is Lemon Grove.
And on that note, we bring people in every month for comedy night, which is this Saturday night. Thank you, Joanna. She organizes our comedy night. She's got OG free tickets. So if you want to come this Saturday, it's actually a $10 show. Because we've started charging for tickets. We're elevating our level of comedy. It's going to be excellent. So please come support. We have every single time, we have people that come that have never been to Lemon Grove before. So it's a great chance for us to show off what a great city this is.
And then we have our exciting announcement.
Last thing is I was able to get you guys a little something to show like my thank yous and appreciations. We had some extra funds in our budget for the last fiscal year. So I was able to get those window cling stickers for everyone, but I was able to get t-shirts made for you guys. I really like what Chelsea said in the beginning is the work that I do out here with you all and how receptive you are and just seeing the coalition grow. if I had extra bucks, it was coming to Lemon Grove. So I was able to get you guys some shirts. They're not super fancy because I still am on a budget and I had to get county approval, but I'll have them in the back for you guys.
So rock that shirt. Like, go out and brag about Lemon Grove. And then just two other things that will be coming up in the next year, but we'll have to start on these things soon, is we are still collaborating with the Lemon Grove Arts Collective. We are trying to work on, in February, a Black Artists Walk during Black History Month. And then in May, we're going to do our student art walk again. So those will be two things that we will be gearing up for, and any volunteers that are interested in that as we get organized, that's always good. With that note, Oh, yes, we are doing caroling. Yes, thank you very much. We will be doing caroling in December. We will figure out our dates hopefully next month, because this year we're not doing it without Leslie. Not the 17th. Okay. So next month, that'll be one of the things that we decide on.
I need to mention something about the free tickets. Everybody listen up. If you got a free ticket, you need to go to Eventbrite. Who got a free ticket? Raise your hand if you got a free ticket. Okay. If you got a free ticket, you need to go to Eventbrite and you need to register for your ticket, and then put in your code OG Lemon Grove or whatever the code is, and then you can get your free ticket, because we can't go over capacity, and so we'll only take the first, whatever it is, 45 people.
So perfect. Jay?
No, there's no farmers market tomorrow.
Yeah.
It starts in September.
Right.
They had to retrofit the truck and some other things, so, we've had a nice long break.
One.
So please come in September.
So 7:34, we didn't do too bad since we started late. Please make sure to vote. Put your marble in. Yes?
Marbles.
Oh, did you? Okay. Oh. We will, and I've got some plants already. So don't worry. I've already been donated some plants. So thank you. Make sure to vote. Good night.
Is there a business list compilation, like a checklist?